Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Continuing to see some partly cloudy conditions out there at this time. Temperatures have warmed up into the mid 70s and seeing a slight breeze out of the northeast with peak winds in the last hour around 18 miles per hour. Overall, expecting a fairly similar day to what we saw yesterday. Pretty good conditions, very low end chance of a light sprinkle as we see some clouds continue to build through the area, mainly during the afternoon time frame. Otherwise, we'll see a pretty quiet weekend ahead as well, with the exception of some rain potentially moving through as we move overnight Saturday into early Sunday morning. Take a look at our current surface analysis, still looking at that weak area of low pressure well off the coast, continuing to spin, and that will progressively move further eastward and out of the region. It's going to keep that onshore flow through the area today into tomorrow as well. Otherwise, looking at this weak area of high pressure building in ahead of the system that will be approaching the region as we get into Saturday, and that's going to bring that chance of precip as we go again overnight Saturday night into early Sunday morning. We'll see our upper level winds this morning fairly weak through the column, more of a northeasterly to northeasterly in the lower levels, and a more north to northwesterly as we get into mid and upper levels. Peak wind today is 16 knots at 3,000 feet. Freezing level today is at 12,700 feet. Take a look at our current visible satellite. We could see some of that marine layer has eroded a bit since this morning's briefing. Still seeing some of those clouds swinging along the coastal areas and starting to see that cumulus field develop as expected with some of that daytime heating as they got going. Expecting that to stick around as we move through much of the day today, and then that should start to phase out as we lose that daytime heating and get towards sunset this evening. If we look at our short-term high-resolution model, we'll see model indicating light reflectivities maybe staying off the coast, so that would be that low-end light sprinkle chance. Again, not looking very likely. Overall, just going to see partly cloudy to possibly mostly cloudy at times, moving through the daytime hours, dry conditions, and a slightly breezy onshore flow. Going overnight, we'll see partly cloudy conditions, and then moving into Saturday, should see partly cloudy conditions continue, and then we'll see some increasing clouds later in the day as that system starts to approach. But overall, dry conditions expected with just a slight onshore breeze. And then going overnight Saturday into Sunday, we start to see the reflectivities moving in from the west with that disturbance moving through, bringing that chance of precip. Should hold off till after midnight Saturday night and continue through the morning hours of Sunday, possibly lingering for a bit just after daybreak. So we zoom out here, look at the European model here, starting off at Sunday morning. We see Euro indicating some lingering light rain chances early on Sunday, and things should dry up. We'll stay mostly cloudy, and we'll once again continue to see an onshore flow, possibly slightly breezy at times as we move through the day on Sunday. Going into Monday and Tuesday, should see dry conditions. That's the way things are looking right now, and then we get to a little bit of potentially an unsettled weather pattern as we move into the middle of next week. As you can see, potentially models are indicating some disturbed weather moving into the area as an upper level trough digs across the region. Other models are showing a area of low pressure coming up from the south as well, so a bit of uncertainty as we get off into longer range forecast here as we get to midweek. So we'll keep chances of rain as we move Wednesday into Thursday morning with this upper level trough potentially digging across the region. But again, we'll see that likely get modified as we move over the coming days with some more up-to-date data coming in, getting a better grip on this system. Looking at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, you're expecting green conditions over the next 24 hours. We'll see those winds out of the northeast to east-northeast, 10 to 15 knots, gusting up to around 18 to 21 knots at their peak. We'll see our high temperature climbing into the upper 70s today, and again, keeping those clouds around with that cumulus field, likely seeing our ceilings stay around 3,000 feet as we move through most of the day today, and then start to see that ceiling break up as we move past the end of working hours today. Going into the evening, partly cloudy. We'll see those winds drop off, becoming light and variable, and our low temperature around 62 degrees. as we get into our early Saturday morning. Tides are running about a half a foot to a foot above normal. Weekend forecast, much of the same for Saturday, slightly less in the way of a breeze, but still an onshore breeze, partly cloudy. Again, those clouds increasing later in the day ahead of that system. Green conditions expected for our weather risk. We'll see that high temperature once again in the upper 70s. Saturday evening, that's when we pick up that yellow risk for precip, as well as some reduced ceilings and visibilities as that disturbed weather potentially moves into the area, bringing a chance of that some rain showers pushing through and a very slight chance of any thunder with that activity the way things are looking right now. We'll see our low around 63 degrees, and then some cooler air behind that system as well, mostly cloudy to overcast on Sunday behind that system. Very slight chance of some lingering light rain early, but we will potentially see some breaks in the cloud later in the day, but overall it's going to be a slightly breezy and cooler day with a high just around 73 degrees. But right now looking at green conditions for our weather risk as winds look to potentially stay below that wind advisory criteria. We look at the extended forecast here, again dry for Monday and Tuesday. We'll keep an onshore breeze around for Monday with a high around 72 degrees. Mostly cloudy once again on Tuesday, not as breezy with a high around 73. And as we move into Wednesday, Thursday, looking at a 40% chance of rain at this time, keeping our high temperatures in the mid-70s, low temperatures in the mid-60s. Again, some uncertainty as we get out into this longer range forecast as we are seeing some disagreement with the models, but looking at the very least a chance of some precipitation as we move towards the second half of the week next week. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again on Monday at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.